Like, this is how we're ending 2024. This is how we're ending 2024 with a free Luigi rally. This is crazy.
Health over wealth!
You tell us about your sign?
Yes. Government recognized terrorism. MLK, Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, Luigi, Mangione.
Oh,
and this just
no.
speaks to the fact that
Oh,
historically...
no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Your Caucasian ass is not finna get away with it.
Okay, Nelson Mandela, Gandhi.
No. No. MLK and Nelson Mandela. Oh, oh my fucking God. Oh, they're not even close to the same. Okay, they're not even close to the same as Luigi Mangione, right? Like, they're not. Yes, the FBI was investigating MLK. Yes, they investigated Malcolm X. Yes, they did. Nelson Mandela and the Black Panthers and all that shit. Yes, they did. Under the guise of, yo, we got to shut these black people down. That's what they did it of. It was racist. They were deemed to be like pseudo terrorists, but they couldn't really put the terrorist label on them because these cats wasn't violent at all. Even though Malcolm X wasn't actually even violent. That's the funny part. Like, he was just telling people you have the right to defend yourself. That's it. Which is correct. That's constitutionally enshrined. He ain't say nothing illegal or nothing wrong. And Gandhi, however you may feel about him, you know, due to some personal things that he may or may not have done. The end of the day is he's still not Luigi though. Like, these people, how did you even make this sign and like nobody? But see, that's why there's no black people there, because I know ain't nobody black look at this sign and go, yeah, it's the sign, bro.
Luigi Mangione. And this just speaks to the fact that historically, many human rights leaders who have stood up against mistreatment, against apartheid, have also been labeled as terrorists to sow doubt and fear.
Obviously, what Luigi did was an act of violence. Not going to touch on that as much, but he
has lifted us out of the dust in the trivialness of politics and legislation.
And I believe that this is being done to send a message.
Healthcare should not be for profit. That is the bare minimum. If you put profit anywhere near protecting human life, people will prioritize profit.
She's right. Her take right here, just this recent take, the last like 8 seconds was okay. But the other shit that the girl and the dude was talking about, like, y'all are conflating a whole lot, and it's not good. It's not healthy. What this is going to lead to is a very non-healthy conversation. A very not healthy conversation. Anyway.
Not have a for-profit system that prioritizes human life and profit. It is impossible.
I've had somebody on the floor fainting, on the verge of dying, who was literally saying, begging, please don't call an ambulance because my family cannot afford it. Do you know what it is to have somebody in so much pain and only thinking my family cannot afford it? I'd like to ask the public in general, why is there a correlation with profit and denying people the right to healthcare in their most vulnerable moments? It is to have somebody in so...
Department NY is proposing to increase the price of ambulance rides to hospital by some 50% due to inflation and increased salaries of EMS workers. Charge for ride $900 and then $15 per mile. Good God. It'd be $1,320 per mile. That's $1,400 basic. What the fuck? As soon as they drive, That's $1,400 off rib, bro. What? Bruh, people can't afford that shit, man.
pain and only thinking my family cannot afford it. I'd like to ask the public in general, why is there a correlation with profit and denying people the right to healthcare in their most vulnerable moments?
As you may be aware, there are some current health insurance policies out, such as limiting the number of hours of anesthesia that will be covered by health insurance for patients. And recently, another health insurance company changed their policy on benefits for children with autism. At the end of the day, our message is not to comment on any healthcare policy alternatives, but to state insurance companies, business people, and people looking to make a profit should not be the ones in charge of which healthcare treatments or procedures people can receive.
Health overwhelmed!
What's up, guys? 2:28 p.m.
So, my main thing is this with the healthcare debate, right? Like, at some point, in some type of way, we have to get to some modified version of single payer. Like, what Canada has and what a lot of other countries have, we need some variation of that. Like, here's the bare minimum, and then if you want faster service, you can pay for it. Like, I think that's okay. Like, guaranteeing, okay, look, you can definitely get service, you can definitely get an appointment, it's gonna be covered, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, right? Right. But at the same time, like, I like there being an option for people to be able to pay to get it done sooner. Like, to get expedited service. I don't think that's insane. Like, especially, like, not when it's, like, life-threatening. Life-threatening stuff should all be prioritized as, yeah, we need to do that. But when you're talking about things that are just, like, care in general, like, you could pay to be expedited, like, to go faster. Like, I don't think that's insane. But I think private companies, we might have to just get them up out of here because it ain't working.
December 21st, 2024. I'm here at Washington Square Park in New York City. There appears to be a few things going on right now. There's
because and the reason why it's not working is because you can pay for insurance and they say we cover XXYZ, and then when X happens to you, they say, nah, we just cover YZ. But that's insane because you signed up because they covered X, Y, and Z.
a rap battle cipher happening. There's some kind of TikTok dance challenge, a Free the Hostages protest. And I'm at the Free Luigi rally. You guys probably know who Luigi is. He's being held at MDC in Brooklyn right now.
How is all of that going on in the...
But he's doing the right thing. I said Luigi.
How is all of that going on in the same... A rap battle? What the fuck? What is... Bro, our country's fucked, bro. We are fucked. Protesters don't even know how to protest no more.
Been a dawn since he put his pampers on. Vagabonds ran out the mouth like a marathon. Spazzing out, he hopped in the whip, then he carried on. With the shooters, got more ace than every on. Free Luigi, gang. That ass. Free Luigi. I'll trade plays. I've been in jail for 5 years. He don't know what it's like yet.
He is suspected of assassinating the CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson.
Brian Thompson is dead after being shot in Midtown Manhattan. The shooting happened near the Midtown Hilton. Thompson was not staying in the hotel, but we've learned he was in New York for an investors conference.
According to a manifesto that was leaked by investigative journalist Ken Klippenstein, who we interview later in this video, Luigi has a major problem with the health insurance industry and possibly health insurance claim denials, which essentially means insurance companies refusing to cover the cost of medical treatment for insured patients, aka paying customers. For you pampered Europeans out there who don't know what freedom tastes like, let me explain something to you. In the United States, on top of sales and personal income tax, we also pay, on average, charge $550 a month to private companies for something called health insurance, who in return give us a cool card that we take to the doctor when something goes wrong. At the hospital or at the front desk of an urgent care clinic, the doctor or receptionist, before telling you what's wrong or what the options are for treatment, will first ask you if you have the card or not. If you don't have the card, just getting into the door and being seen by a doctor is between 2 to 10 times more expensive. Then after you're in there, the tomfoolery continues. After a doctor diagnoses you and makes a recommendation as to what they believe is the correct course of action, whether it be surgery, therapy, medication, or what have you, they have to file a claim with your insurance provider and ask them, the ones you're paying, if it's in budget for their company. This is called filing a health insurance claim. In some cases, companies will deny the claims, which forces doctors and physicians to present their patients with a depressing ultimatum. Either pay exorbitant uninsured rates for care, or if you can't afford it, get the hell out of here, you sick bastard, and come back with some money. And if you can't find some money, you could submit an appeal and begin that lengthy process, which on average takes over 180 days, a window in which 47% of respondents said their health condition got worse. United Healthcare, of which Brian Thompson was the CEO, has the highest claim denial rate of any other major health insurance company. Part of this has to do with the fact that...
He's been arrested? Wait a fucking minute. Was that a mugshot?
And if you can't find some money, you could submit an appeal and begin that lengthy process, which on average takes over 180 days, a window in which 47% of respondents said their health condition got worse. United Healthcare, of which Brian Thompson...
The fuck he get arrested for? What the fuck? The fuck? Y'all can't just throw in a mugshot and not tell me why he got arrested. What did he do? I gotta look in the comments. Jesus.
CEO has the highest claim denial rate of any other major health insurance company. Part of this has to do with the fact that during COVID, the company began using AI to assess and deny claims.
Data is at the core of our agenda to improve healthcare, which directly influences how we develop innovative consumer solutions.
According to a class action lawsuit filed in Minnesota by the estates of 2 deceased patients, the AI tool they deployed, called NaviHealth, now defunct, had a known 90% error rate, but the company refused to fix the problem, leading to a series of protests and more litigation from across the country, way before Luigi entered the picture.
Complicating the crime, Thompson was under investigation for insider trading. The city of Hollywood's Firefighters Pension Fund is part of a class action lawsuit against Thompson and United Healthcare.
These parasites had it coming, Luigi allegedly writes, framing Brian Thompson as a predatory businessman and himself as an arbiter of karmic retribution. Thompson leaves behind a soon-to-be ex-wife and 2 teenage sons, which is sad. People dying sucks. However, 41% of young voters polled by Emerson College in Boston say the assassination was quote-unquote acceptable. And the past few weeks on social media have seen a rabid frenzy of cult-like Luigi worship, exalting him as a right...
That's insane. I'm sorry. I gotta pause. That's insane. What's wrong with these people, bro? What's wrong with them? What's wrong with them? Oh my God. Look at this, bro. Oh, this is sick. Oh man, but I will personally say, I'm not against Luigi. I'm not like, and you can only do wrong by people for so long before this happens. Okay, this is the natural human progress. I mean, human like steps, right? Like people, everybody tries to be cordial. Everybody tries to fix it through all the normal means. And then when they exhaust all options, and that mess don't work, they then resort to violence. And violence includes offing you. So if you get offed because you weren't willing to negotiate or be willing to be reasonable with people, I mean, you kind of had you're when you deny somebody's grandmother or mother coverage or grandfather, whatever, parents in general coverage, and they know they've been paying you for coverage, and they appeal and and it gets denied, and then that person passes away, all the resentment is on you. Okay? All of the anger and emotion is on you because they paid you money to prevent them from dying. That's what they paid you for. They paid you money to ensure that they would have an opportunity to live. All right? If you deny them that preemptively, not because, like, it's different if they went into surgery, they had like a 40% chance, blah 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 blah, and then they die in surgery. That's a totally different conversation. Or they die afterward and post care. Hey, that's a totally different conversation. At least you can go, well, we tried all our options and it just didn't work. It just didn't work. But when you get denied outright and you don't have the funds to cover it, hey, bro, you had it come. Like, when people say they had it coming, like, they did. But I feel like that has to be explained. Play.
Who took matters into his own hands. Something of a communist Kyle Rittenhouse, fulfilling a deep, almost primal void that so many have had for an Italian-American anti-hero since Tony Soprano left us in 2007.
His commissary good, he got bitches visiting him, all that.
Despite having pled not guilty, market data suggests that Luigi hats are flying off the shelves at record rates. And with no progressive policy change in the cards for the next 4 years, scores of young progressives have been given hope.
This is a person that he saw was the head of a company that was guiding a company that implemented an AI system to deny claims to vulnerable people, elderly people, that had a denial rate of over almost 90%, that was continuing, to just profit off of widespread suffering.
If you were to ask how many people who are insured get denied their health care claims, there's no math on that because they will never release those numbers. They don't have to, and it would incriminate them. If you were to ask how many were uninsured and die every year, it's approximately 48,000, which is 4,000 people a month, 130 a day, 5 an hour, and one person every minute and a half is dying in this country because they're being held hostage by the health insurers. Every person that dies does not just die. They are killed by the health insurance system. They are assassinated. They are executed by the capitalist system for profit.
Well, damn.
And so to pretend that one man in charge of that system being executed is somehow more important than every single person every minute and a half who is being executed.
Damn, somebody died while he was talking.
It's abominable.
Imagine carefully planning the execution of someone you don't even know.
So, look, this video is 7 minutes. It's 20 minutes. If somebody dies every minute and a half, that's at least 10 people that died that are gonna die during the duration of this video. I mean, hell, I'm on a stream right now on Twitch, and I've been on here an hour. That's at least 50 people that have died while I'm talking. That's not good. And I get what this buddy's trying to say, like, oh, you don't really know the guy, blah, 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 blah. Well, he's responsible for your mother dying. You know that. He was the CEO during that time. He was the CEO before that time, and he instituted the policies which led to your mother passing away. Yeah, that's a different type of beef. And yeah, if you do that to people, you have to know that the boogeyman might show up. You can't do wrong by people and think that everything's just going to be okay. It's not. That's what Western society has taught us. That's what history has taught us. You can't do wrong by people and not think there will be an uprising. There will be, in some way, shape, or form. All right? Y'all managed to dodge the bullet with Occupy Wall Street. Y'all got them packed up. But when you got buddies like him coming out here going, you know what, we'll just shoot you and kill you. That's crazy.
Someone who hasn't done a thing to you, and now he's a hero to some on the left.
The media pretends that because you shoot somebody, it's somehow more unacceptable than to sign a paper denying somebody coverage and signing their death warrant. But it's murder just the same.
As sad as death is, I mean, this country has been built on blood and death. And
you know, the president
I said it.
And the vice president are posing and smiling with a known murderer, Daniel Penny, who is, we know, murdered a man. Whether the legality lets him go to prison or stand go free is a completely different thing. So I would say to the president, if he would stop eating McDonald's and get out of the golf resort, he could maybe ask the billionaire who's dog walking him if he could start working for healthcare for the people that elected him.
Because health is one of the most important things to be.
If he could start working for health.
Hold on. This is epic. This is epic, bro. Bro, what's snapping?
This country has been built on blood and death. And
you know, the president and the vice president are posing and smiling with a known murderer, Daniel Penny, who is, we know, murdered a man. Whether the legality lets him go to prison or stand go free is a completely different thing. So I would say to the president, if he would stop eating McDonald's and get out of the golf resort, he could maybe ask the billionaire who's dog walking him if he could start working for help.
God damn. Bro, hey, anytime he on screen, I know this dude is finna cook. He's pissed. He's fed up. This is who we gotta watch next. We gotta watch Buddy. Because he's there. He's there. He's on timing. He is on timing. We gotta watch Buddy.
For the people that elected him.
Because health is one of the most important things to being human. It's one of the things that continue to make us humane, that allow us to do all of the things that society continues to build on, all the things that make you happy, activities, whatsoever. If you are not in good health, then that basically closes the door to every other thing that you would like to do in life. And every other major first world nation, and all of the others, have universal health care.
I came down here because personally I'm going through the whole healthcare thing. I got the same back surgery as Luigi. Probably, what was it, December 24th?
Can you explain exactly what that surgery is?
It is a surgery on your lumbar. It would be, I believe that would be the L4 and 5 that I got the surgery on.
Lumbar is like the lower part of your back?
Yeah, the lumbar down at the bottom here. And also I got one in my neck.
According to Reddit posts made by Luigi, he underwent a pretty difficult spinal surgery last year for chronic back pain, specifically in the lower lumbar region, where he had a misalignment that caused him extreme pain, unable to look up, arch his back, surf.
I love Monday.com.
What's Monday.com?
You don't know Monday.com? This is Monday.com. It's a platform that helps us run our work, collaborate with other departments, understand our business, and reach our goals.
So, project management.
No, work management. Any type of work, any kind of business at every scale. Marketing, sales, ops, HR, retail, media, manufacturing, anything work related.
Okay.
What setting?
Rock climb or be intimate. The surgery, called a discectomy.
Okay. So anyway, let's go back here and let's let them talk.
Misalignment that caused him extreme pain, unable to look up, arch his back, surf, rock climb, or be intimate. The surgery, called a discectomy, typically costs between $15 and $50.
And be intimate. That one. Now that sucks. That means Shawty got to get on top. Shawty got to do all the work, and you know, women only ride for 4 minutes, if that. So that means ain't nobody coming. She just finna be upset. She just finna be sitting there on hard dick, talking about baby thrust, and you can't even thrust because your lower back is gone, done, dada. That is so bad. Yeah, I can see how that would make you aggy. That again, the prerequisite to a man killing somebody, okay, one of the prerequisites is if he is or isn't getting pussy. That is a prerequisite. Because 9 times out of 10, if he's regularly getting pussy, he's calm. Like, you getting all that shit off, you're like, oh, you're calm. Now the things that you end up killing somebody is you kill somebody over the pussy. Like, you're not just gonna just kill somebody willy-nilly. Like, you're gonna be calm. You're like, you know what? There's another way I could go about this. You gonna think about another way. Cause you're like, I gotta get some pussy after this. Oh my God.
$1,000 without insurance. And even those who can afford it often find themselves waiting months and even years for care.
So when I got my surgery, it was a year and a half of trying to get the ability to get the surgery, and the whole time I had nerve damage. Now I have permanent nerve damage, and they're saying that a lot of it was because I had to sit around for so long. So what they gave me was like a medication. I was on pain like opiates. Now the insurance companies are saying that it's not a long-term thing. I can't sleep. I can't do anything without like medication. I'm at the point where I can't even afford to keep going with insurance. I haven't worked for 2 years since this incident. And like, I guess the reason why I'm down here is because I keep hearing, about everybody suffering from the healthcare system. And like myself, I'm about to be homeless. Like, I lost everything. I was making about $114K a year, and now I'm down to nothing. When I went to the disability office and everything, I did that over a year and a half ago, and I'm still pending in the courts. I haven't had a first court date. So the whole system is designed to just take you out. Like, in the next 2-3 months, I'm gonna have to find a way to move. I don't have any family, so I'm gonna go hang out with some friends and try to do that while I'm suing a company for what happened. But in the meanwhile, there's no help or health care. And now I'm looking down that I won't have any medication, which means I can't go on walks, I can't sleep, I can't sit, I can't do anything comfortably, I can't even cook. So I just wanted to let you know what's going on with me.
What's the medication you're taking?
Oxycodone. 10 by 325. I used to be on 5 a day, so 50 milligrams.
Recognizing that his opiate tolerance was getting far too high, Nicholas asked his doctor to be prescribed pregabalin, an epilepsy medication that also helps with nerve pain.
But the problem with that is once you start taking it for like a month or two, once you stop taking it, the rate for like seizures as a side effect is really high, I'm being told. So no doctors even want to give that to me because I live by myself. I live in Midtown, and I am about to have no help whatsoever. I'm down to my last 6 days of medication, so...
Yeah, well, I mean, if you want to take my email down, we can try to help you. I don't know if you need help moving or, we have extra money and shit if you need help. I mean, it sounds like I got you, man. Yeah, well, I want to help you, man. It sounds horrible.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
After this interview, I decided to launch a GoFundMe to help Zam move, pay rent, and afford medication, which I kicked off with a $1,000 donation. I hope that collectively we can all pitch in a few bucks and help him to at least get some relief in this subjectively horrible situation. He struck me as a great guy, and I'm very blessed to have the platform to help people who need it. I've put the link in the pinned comment in the description of this video. All right, let's go back to...
That's so fucking crazy. Like, bro, I'm just thinking about it, like, as myself. Like, you're living, like, a perfectly normal life. You're getting it. He got 114K a year. You know what I'm saying? He living in Midtown, like, New York. You know what I'm saying? He probably was living somewhere. Well, no, Midtown, yeah. He's living in Midtown. So, you know, like he's doing good for himself. He probably had some money stashed up, saved, you know what I'm saying? Probably made some money through investments and all this other shit. Had credit, good credit, you know what I'm saying? So he was able to use his credit cards and all that. And now he's exhausted all his options. He exhausted all his options, man. So listen, I'm curious, man. Where's his GoFundMe at? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, bro. That man, hey. Shout out to y'all, bro. That's what I'm talking about, bro. That's what I'm talking about, man. God damn. That's beautiful, bro. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, bro. Good grief. That's beautiful, man. I'm so happy. I'm so glad, bro. I'm so glad, bro. Okay, he's straight now. He's straight. He's straight. He got 62K. And I mean, saying he's straight is an understatement. He'll be able to get by. He'll be able to get by. But that's fucked. His situation. They did him grimy. And that's my thing. Like, they'll take your money, but then they'll keep it. They won't help you out in any capacity. They're like, you're not covered at all. Like, I'm like, you can't help me out at all? I mean, I paid you money. And that's the part that I think a lot of people get pissed off about. You can pay them money. You can pay them money for years, bro. Bro, look. I rarely go to the doctor, right? Rarely. And I've went to the doctor major things 3 to 4 times, bro. 3 to 4 times. I couldn't imagine my insurance saying no. For 3 to 4 times, like that it was major. And I'm thinking just like where my health would be and where I would be if that's what happened. Hell no. Man, hey, thank y'all for helping him. Everybody that donated to him, everybody that helped him out, you know what I'm saying? I'll even drop the GoFundMe link in my thing, in my description, just so hold on, let me get that. Let me get that GoFundMe link. Hold on. Let me get that link. Okay, so cool. It's up there. It's up there at the top. All right, cool. I'll drop it in the description of the video when I'm done, or I'll drop it. Matter of fact, I'll drop it right here, right now. I'll drop it right here, right now. So boom, there's that. So boom, it's on Twitch, and then I'll take it in on my YouTube, and I'll put it in the description.
Controversial manifesto that was leaked.
Also in his backpack, according to police, a 3-page handwritten manifesto confessing to the murder of United Healthcare's CEO Brian Thompson and ranting about other health insurance bosses.
Frankly, these parasites simply had it coming.
And so whenever you read that manifesto and you noticed that parallel, did you resonate with the frustration that Luigi felt?
I'll be honest, yeah. I don't know if the manifesto is real or not. Like he said, you can't trust anything the NYPD says. Yeah. But in regards to what it said, like not being able to sleep, rolling over, like,
yeah.
There were days, I had someone who used to come and help me where if I didn't have medication, like if it was on back order before my surgery, I would be throwing up from the pain. I couldn't, crawling to the bathroom. It was fucking terrible. And sorry. And also, if
not the real news, you can curse all you want. As illustrated by this conversation, there's been many disputes regarding the authenticity of the alleged Luigi manifesto. However, the journalist who leaked it is quite reputable, so I believe it to be real. And I had many questions for him. Here's what Ken had to say.
I'm Ken Klippenstein. I'm an investigative reporter.
You made the choice to leak Mangione's manifesto to the public. I want to know why you made that choice.
Well, I just thought it was media paternalism at its worst to withhold this on, I think, the dubious grounds that releasing this out to the public is going to be like some kind of code word, like in the Manchurian Candidate, where it's just going to activate something in everyone's brain and cause them to take out acts of violence against other CEOs. I mean, all this sounds very familiar to me. It reminds me of the argument that violent video games is causing shootings. I think it's just scapegoating something else because people don't want to deal with the underlying issue of why would the health insurance industry produce grievances of the sort that would cause people to find memes about this person dying funny. That's the question that people should be looking at. And to me, that is the kind of active ingredient in all of this that's driving the response that some people find distasteful.
Hey, Hey, no, he's absolutely right. Like, how is an insurance company, and that's what I was getting to earlier. Like, how if I know I'm doing my job so bad, so poorly that people want to kill me, that's a problem. Like, people get it if they only pay for a certain rate of coverage, and like they have some crazy high thing going on, and you were like, "Yo, you didn't even pay for this. We can cover like this, but we can't do that." You know what I'm saying? Or we can give you like this much, but we can't do like all of that. I think that would be more acceptable. But when you're not covering anything at all, you're putting people in a position to where they're like, "Why am I giving you money?" And then you don't give refunds, you don't give rebates, you don't give people their money back. Yeah, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for a situation where people despise you and they hate you. There's no quicker way to get somebody to hate you than fucking up their livelihood. There's no quicker way.
But instead of looking at that, they're just kind of wagging their finger and saying, "Oh, if we just take it down from everywhere." I mean, I had internal chats from the New York Times staff leaked to me showing that they were instructed from on high, above, like senior management, telling them we need to quote dial down the use of Mangione's photo, his headshot, in pictures. The idea being we don't want to play into the glorification of him, and the idea that a picture of somebody is going to intrinsically just again cause everyone, like, it shows you how much contempt they have for the public, that they think people are zombies that are just going to see something and just act it out, and there's no critical thought that happens.
Is that their version of populism, killing CEOs?
And look, to the extent that they're justifying this, what they're doing even worse is they're tacitly encouraging copycats.
So you're saying that the CEOs and the government are scared of like a V for Vendetta final scene in Joker contagious wave of assassinations happening?
In fact, they use that word contagion. If you look at what the head of NYPD intelligence, which is a very big office, NYPD is, on the footing of a national agency, multi-billion-dollar budget. And she gave a public speech to the Atlantic Council, a think tank, in which she described this explicitly in, counter-terror terms, including the speech being expressed in support of Mangione. And so it's not just about him as an individual. They are treating this, like you said, in using the word contagion. There's this whole, law enforcement theory that it is almost like the Cold War. Or Vietnam, the idea that it's going to jump from communism will jump from one country to another and then it'll spread to another. I haven't seen any evidence for that. To date, there's no example of somebody shooting someone else in response to this. There is an example of a lot of people posting mean tweets and things, but to say that that is comparable to, murdering somebody, there's just no comparison, and so there's no evidence for it. I mean, I guess what they would say is, well, wait and see.
Yeah.
But what it says to me is that there's a lot of people in the intelligence community that don't know how to read the internet and don't understand irony and don't understand sarcasm and don't understand, shit posting. And so they take it at face value and say, wow, there's this army of V for Vendetta masks that are just going to, come out in force with pitchforks and come after us. And that really seems to be what the manner in which they're responding. It's a sort of moral panic I think we're seeing right now. And my hope is that people will look at more and more of the evidence come out, not just in the form of the manifesto, but the trial that's going to happen, and say, hey, there's much more to this story than that some guy snapped and just went crazy or whatever.
Yeah, I think there's a big conversation to be had, too, around the idea of violence. I think that, of course, we know shooting someone in the head or in the body, wherever he was shot, that's violence. That's, you're shooting someone. People think of fist fighting and those kind of actions. Assassinations, that's violence. But they don't use that term when they think about policies that lead to people dying and healthcare and medicine prices that result in people dying or people claiming that effectively is a form of violence. You might not be being strangled to death, but you would have otherwise lived if it wasn't for their policies.
Oh, dear God, it's an ad.
You could go your whole life thinking you have dry damaged hair when it's actually wavy. I started using custom hair care from Pros because I was starting to feel...
Okay.
Yeah, and when you look at the...
Okay, so... I'm gonna say I agree with Buddy, like what he's talking about, because when you sit down and you really think about it, right? When you think about like how this happened, I want to be careful in my words here. Hold on, I gotta go back and listen to the last thing he said Just so I can make sure I'm gonna say what I need to say.
But they don't use that term when they think about policies that lead to people dying and healthcare and medicine.
Yeah, these again, cause and effect. People understand cause and effect very well, as you can see. They see that you denied the claim, therefore, you know what I'm saying? They submitted a claim, you denied it, so you denied your denial of the claim is the cause for the effect. The cause now, what's the effect? The effect is my mother dies, my grandmother dies, my grandfather, my father, my sibling, my cousin, my best friend. You're talking about people that people really care about. And anybody that people have somebody that they care about for, you're talking about the emotion of love. Love makes people crash out more than anything else. It makes them blind, it makes them stupid, and that's why we have the word crimes of passion. Crimes of passion. Anybody, and I mean anybody, can get it. Anybody can get it. When you're talking about a crime of passion, anybody can get it. You gotta do better. You gotta do better for the people. You gotta do better. Yeah, let me keep going.
Crises that result in people dying or people's claiming that effectively is a form of violence. You might not be being strangled to death, but you would have otherwise lived if it wasn't for their policies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when you look at the urgency of the discussion around this, let's be frank, one person who died, again, there has been no other attempt to kill anybody anywhere else, no evidence of a copycat attack. It's hard to look at that and say there's any other reason for that than that he was a really rich, powerful person, and he's still benefiting from that status even in death. While literally tens of thousands of people die from having to ration insulin, for just one example, something that costs pennies on the dollar to manufacture. It's a disgrace. What do you even say to that? And the fact that the people in sort of the corporate media can't understand why somebody would be driven to rage over that, whether or not you support what he did, not understand that mindset. It's like, wow, they're really out of touch. They don't get it.
Yeah, they never will get it, but it's okay. If you'd like to see our full, uncut interview with Ken, where we break down the manifesto sentence by sentence and discuss everything under the sun, go to our Patreon, www.patreon.com/channel5. As many of you know, we are totally independent and mostly crowdfunded. So if you'd like to support us and see some uncensored, exclusive content, head on over. I'll put the link also in the description and bio. Thanks.
Channel 5 live worldwide, Hollywood and Vine. Fuck the authority. Channel 5 News. Channel 55. We don't fuck with custers. And 5 is the best number.
I could charge you 200, for this video alone. I said a lot of things.
I could charge you 200 too.
You can't. You know why? You know you can't? Why? I'm a part of Lyrical Lemonade, which is a contract company. I said 4 things that are copyrighted. I'm under them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know Cole?
Cole?
Yeah.
Cole Bennett?
Yeah.
He actually has 3 videos of mine on YouTube.
Damn, so you got a lot of shit going on.
This is a reminder that we also have a lot of shit going on. And one particular new project that we're very excited about. It's called Canal 5 con Andrés Callahan. Some of you may have seen our coverage of gentrification in Mexico City or sex tourism in Tijuana and got the inkling that Channel 5 was expanding its operations to the Spanish-speaking world. Well, Dios mío, you're goddamn right, and we've taken things a step further and hired an actual team of voice actors to overdub all the classic Channel 5 videos, so you can watch classics like Connecticut Kia Boys,
cualquier destornillador, cualquier cable USB y consigue el auto que quieras.
Crip Mac,
Coster, es así en la 55.
the Hoff Twins,
Oye, este también es mi barrio. Puedo hacer esto. Esta es mi casa. Sigue grabando, negro.
and even more recent videos like West Virginia Snake Church.
Sí, su nombre es Jesús.
All in Spanish. But we need some help getting our new channel off the ground. So if you guys don't mind, head over, give us a sub, a comment, or a like. Thanks so much.
Yo, I'm finna go fuck with the new channel. I'm gonna go fuck with the new channel. I'm gonna give it a sub. Cause this shit in Spanish gotta be hilarious, bro. This shit gotta be fucking hilarious, bro. Oh my god. Hey, so they're doing all the greatest hits. Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, they smart for that. They smart for that. And hey, man, I'm gonna close the window. Oh shoot, I want to at least keep the window open for the GoFundMe. But anyway, yeah, y'all have a good one.